Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Premier Series here at MOTUS. My name is Kane Malden, joined by Travis Rosen. This is the first division of the weekend. We will be taking it down to the floor for the kids division. So that's going to be pretty exciting. MOTUS, an incredible facility, which will also be holding the Premier Series finals. What are you expecting going into this field of competition, Travis?
Yeah, Kane, it's going to be an awesome weekend of ninja action. This is an incredible gym designed by some incredible ninjas. These courses are going to be fast, they're going to be tough, and it's a great morning to start off the ninja action with this kids division. It's going to be some good stuff.
Yep, and there's more where that came from. Later today, we will be going down the list, so to speak, mature kids and preteen later today, so you won't want to miss it. Going to be very exciting. Then on Sunday, we obviously have the amateur, teen, and elite. So if you want to see the best of the best, I mean, this really is the best of the best to begin with, but the almost the better best in the elite division. Um, with that said, would be remiss of me not to mention we have a lot lined up for the remainder of this season. Obviously, MOTUS will be at the end once again for the Premier Series finals, but a lot of incredible gyms down the road.
Yeah, that's one thing that's incredible with this weekend's competition. This is where the finals is going to be held. So all these ninjas who are here today, if they advance on, I know they're all hoping to advance to the finals. They're getting a foretaste of what the gym is going to be like because that's going to help them should they make it to the finals at the end of the Premier Series.
Yep, get a little bit of that Donovan Matoyer, TJ Rahak taste, but regardless, the way this will work is that there are going to be two courses, the placement course and the challenge course. Of course, the top four from the challenge course are going to be moving on to the Premier Series finals in this very gym. Why don't we get into the format?
Yeah, definitely. We start off, like you said, with the placement course. Basically, it's just a seeding round. I love this format because it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to have some nerves, you're going to have some butterflies, and that helps you kind of get that out of your system. You're going to move on no matter where you go down or if you finish the course, but it is important to try to do your very best because the faster your time with this placement course, the better run order you're going to get for the challenge course where it all really matters. So if you get the fastest time in this placement course, you will go last in the challenge course. And that is so helpful and so beneficial because you get to see what has worked and what hasn't worked for all the ninjas who went before you. And you also know what time you have to beat or what obstacle you have to beat to place.
Absolutely. The challenge course is a more pumpy course, and that is where all the marbles are really decided. You get 2 retries. The way I kind of like to break it down is you cannot fail the same obstacle twice, and you cannot fail 3 different obstacles. So when all is said and done, the top 4 will be moving on. As we said, MOTUS going to be an incredible facility for the Premier Series action to come. We have 2 female athletes and 10 kids male athletes. So qualifying will be pretty easy for the kids female here.
Yeah, you're right, Kane. There's only 2, but you know that they're still going to want to bring their A game and do their very best. I know they're going to be gunning to finish that challenge course. I know that they want to set up the male division as well, and so it looks like we're going to have a walkthrough here.
Yep, and this is going to be tricky. I can foresee it. All of these obstacles in less than a minute, asking a lot of our athletes, but I think our kids athletes know how to move when the going gets rough. They've been in plenty of competitions before.
Yeah, well, like you said, with just a minute time limit, this placement course, as is the norm for placement courses, it is a fast course. So, as with any course, the ninjas need to know their skill level, what kind of strategy they want to employ. Do they just want to go 110% speed and try to get that fastest time, even though they might have an unexpected slip up, or be a little more conservative and finish the course? But still, with this, it's only 1 minute, so we're going to see some fast ninja action. It's going to be a pretty exciting time.
Absolutely. Well, we're already on to the second to last obstacle. While you say that, and it's a couple of spider webs. How fun. I do believe the time limit is a little lower than a minute, actually. I think it's about 45, I want to say. Yeah, 45. So good luck to all involved, to say the least. You can take a good look at them there.
Yeah, with a fast time limit, again, these kids are going to be coming out fast, coming out strong, but having that time limit does add some pressure. Clearly, there's pressure when other ninjas have gone pretty fast before you, but when you know that the clock is ticking down, that is going to be in the back of their head for sure. And hopefully, these kids have put in the training. I'm sure they have. That's why they're here, Premier Series, and they're going to crush this.
All right, yeah. Um, I mean, there's a lot of play here, definitely. With a smaller field, I don't know, this 10 athletes, it's still going to be pretty intense fighting over those 4 slots. A little lighter for the girls here cuz again in the challenge course, all they have to do to qualify is beat 3 obstacles and then they are eligible. So a little lighter there, but since there's 2 of them, they got to make sure they have what it takes to win the competition. Um, we'll see how this goes, though. Definitely.
Yeah, and Kane, I'm not sure if we actually specified this, but for the placement course, for those who are unfamiliar with this format, it is a one fall and you're done format. So if you happen to fall on the very first obstacle or touch the ground you're not supposed to, your run is over. And so that is what's going to be used for your seeding for the challenge course. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We typically do see some crazy things happen during these courses, sometimes the most unexpected things. Hopefully you see a lot of clears, but when you fall, you are done, unlike the challenge course, as you were mentioning earlier, where you do get some retries.
Correct. And, I don't think that if you have kind of a suboptimal showing on the placement course, it shouldn't define your, run, so to speak, or your day. I feel like I've seen plenty of athletes who fell early on the placement course and then proceeded to snag one of the slots. So, I mean, don't sleep on it, right? Don't sleep
Yeah,
on any of
definitely.
these athletes.
Yeah, definitely. I love what this sport's all about is overcoming obstacles. And sometimes those obstacles are all mental. So we have seen so many times where an athlete goes out early on the placement course and they get fired up. They come back from for the challenge course and they absolutely demolish it. So it's just another way that these athletes are learning to overcome what's before them. Again, whether it's literal, figurative, whatever. So it's gonna be great to see how these athletes come out and how they respond to the adversity that they face.
Yep, looks like we will see Annalise soon. Should be pretty exciting. Again, it's always a little tough being the first runner, but oh, there she is.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult because you've got the nerves going. Nobody's run the course yet. You don't know just how hard it is from a mental standpoint. You're questioning, can this be done? How fast can it be done? So it's really, really tricky being that first first athlete, but that's all part of it. So let's see how Annalise does.
Ooh, fired up, ready to go. And here we go. The first run of the weekend. Annalise on the move.
And I like how this course is designed, but even that second obstacle, it's tough because you've got the nerves going, you know it's a fast course, but then you have to do a very intricate balance obstacle, which can be really tricky when you've got all these speed and nerve elements going on. But Annalise is doing great so far.
Yep, coming around the doors, it's tough when you weigh a little less. You have less to play with, less to throw around. Annalise staying alive though.
Yeah, she's doing great. She's looking very calm, very collected. I think if she can just stay focused, she's going to finish this course.
Annalise flying through the air like, I don't know, like Wonder Woman here with the lasso of truth. Well, I can see a truth here. Looking perfect, climbing up that wall, and she's gonna get a buzzer. Yes!
That was excellent from our very first competitor, Annalise Lyons. She crushed that course. She's really set the bar high. I know every other ninja, female and male alike, are watching that and knowing that they have got to bring their A game this morning.
Oh yeah, setting an excellent example for Evelyn here. Evelyn's got a lot to live up to. Can she do it under the pressure? I mean, pressure for a lot of these competitors here, it's a little lighter because again, they've been to a couple competitions. This isn't their first stab at it.
Yeah, you're right. There's definitely some experience even in this youngest of all the divisions. But I think Annalise left the door open a little bit for Evelyn. I think if she is a little quicker on some of the transitions between obstacles, even within a few of the little bit longer obstacles, she could definitely beat Annalise's time, but Evelyn's going to have a pretty healthy pace and not let up.
Yeah, and I'm noticing the Ninja U there. That's actually one of our upcoming Premier Series qualifiers. Hopefully we'll see her there as well.
Yeah, this is always a tough spot as an athlete. Looks like she's about to go, but when you're ready and you have to wait on that starting platform, it's just another one of those mental challenges. But she's off and she's already on to the third obstacle right here.
Yeah, and as you can see next to her name on that little bottom leaderboard, you can see the active splits. She's in the green. She is ahead of Annalise's pace. Ooh, I like this. Evelyn is definitely on the taller side. Can throw that weight around the door, and Evelyn on a crusade at the moment.
I love seeing in the middle of her run there the continuous coaching from, I mean, I assume that is her coach. Maybe it's a parent, but just, sometimes you're in the middle of these courses and no matter how skilled you are, oh, Evelyn went down.
Ah, Evelyn down on the spider webs, but I mean, she was moving really well throughout. I think she was on a little bit better of a pace compared to Annalise's, but she will be running first on the challenge course. It's not that big of a deal because the female athletes do run first. As they say, ladies first. But
yeah, especially for that female division with only 2 athletes, not as huge of a deal as if you had 10 competitors like the larger male division here. You go first or second, not a big difference there. But still, she wanted to do probably a little better. I think you're right. She did have a little faster pace, I think. That's where, again, sometimes speed is good, sometimes speed kills. And I think she was maybe trying to go just a little too quick and just missed that last grab. But still, Evelyn is going to come out on that challenge course ready to go.
All right. Well, we move into the kids male division. First up is gonna be Miles. You can see, I believe that is Miles on the starting platform, so we should be able to get into the ninja action soon once we get stuff squared up. I hope he's not feeling too iced on the starting platform.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting ready to go, and trust me, from experience, I know what it is to be iced. I think the worst in my 10-year career on American Ninja Warrior. Oh, Miles getting a little caught up here, but I got iced for about an hour and a half. Oh, he went down.
Oh,
You can see, yeah, you can see Miles definitely upset. I'm sure he was expecting to go much further than that. That's sometimes where, again, once you start your run, nerves maybe get a little the best of you, and I'm sure he just got a little flustered there, but hopefully he can come back, use the frustration that he's feeling right now to his advantage, and crush the challenge course.
yeah, that's the thing. If you fall early, your night's not done, or well, it's 10:30 a.m. So I guess I shouldn't say night, but here we have Bennett. He looks really ready to go. He has his hands almost touching the bar.
Yeah, I would say for this course, even for these kids, this kids division, that first obstacle, you just don't want to be hesitant at all. You just want to be aggressive and go strong. I always loved it when I would run a course that had an obstacle like that, where you could just start right out from the gate, 100% energy. Oh, I think Bennett touched the ground. Maybe not.
No, ref called it, but I don't think he's gotten the picture. We'll at least finish that obstacle out. Bennett, I mean, it was a pretty strong pace. Looking that little link out, those little fundamental skills that Bennett is building there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it probably was a little bit of the similar situation we've seen already today, where he was maybe trying to go just a little fast. He dismounted a little prematurely and unfortunately didn't land on that step. One of his feet touched the ground, and that was an automatic run is over.
Ooh, Joey Phantasma. I recognize that last name because actually last year, between the youth divisions, believe Max Phantasma, I'm sure there's some relation there, was the only finisher.
Well, yeah, I'm expecting a lot from Joey. You kind of have to with a last name like that, right? It's just like it seems like you're built for something like this.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool last name. But Joey, I mean, keep it up. Gotta land on that step. Ooh, a little shaky.
Yeah, that was a great adjustment mid-flight there to land without getting off balance.
All right, let's see. Come on, Joey. Running a little low on time. Probably doesn't want any more extra swings if he can help it. Getting low on time. This is gonna go down to the wire. Get up this wall, Joey. No!
Oh, he was so close. He just timed out. Like you said, he was taking too many swings on the little spider web hold obstacle. That's always one of the big things for any ninja athlete, to know how many swings do I need to generate the right amount of swing, and how much am I doing that's unnecessary because it's eating away at the time or even your grip strength. So a little bit too long on there, just missed hitting that buzzer, but great showing from Joey.
All right, now we have Owen Bragg. I'm sure he's not, I'm sure he's not bragging. I'm sure he's a very humble athlete.
Definitely. He is coming out, though. It looks like he's got that sense of urgency right now.
Yep, going for the, ooh, I like that. It's a little risky, though, on those slots.
Yeah, that's a very interesting technique, because the way he did that, he basically swung through the bottom on one hand, which that's an incredible amount of force. I'm wondering if he actually didn't mean to let go quite that fast, or that early, but he recovered. He made it through. Oh, and now he's spinning around a little bit. He's got to control this.
Yeah, you overspun it, but Owen's staying off the floor. The time is catching up, though. And 5 seconds. Can he get this point? He will, but leaves him no room to spare on the spider webs. And that will do it.
Yeah, still, it was a great showing from Owen, but I think it just proves his run, and even some of the other runs we've already seen, that this 45-second time limit, to clear that buzzer, clear the course and hit that buzzer, you gotta keep it moving. And so the rest of the ninjas who are watching this, they're realizing, oh, if I want to hit that buzzer, I have got to have the afterburners going and not let up. And so, man, Thomas, he looks pretty chill right now.
Yep, I see the tape on the wrist. Hopefully isn't dealing with any rips. But nonetheless, sprinting through, this is a good start to his run.
It sure is. It's such a funny contrast. You see him there before he started yawning and just chill, and now he is going like a madman. So this pace is really good. I love what we're seeing out of Thomas right now. If he keeps this up, he definitely should hit that buzzer.
30 seconds into this obstacle. His pace is good, but I would like to see him avoid any extra swings here. Oh, no! Oh.
I'm really surprised. Yeah, sorry about that, Kane. Go for it. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying he got denied on those spider webs. Good run, though. Man, that's tough.
Yeah, that really surprised me. He had a great run going. It even looked like he had enough swing, because sometimes you can see when there's not enough swing and a competitor goes a little early, but he looked good. It just was still about an inch too far, but again, you know he's going to come back ready for that challenge course.
All right, now Adrian, while we say this, off to an absolute cruise here. Some links, wow!
Yeah, that was awesome. For people not familiar with Ninja, he was linking those, which means he would catch and swing immediately. No extra swings, just going immediate. Such a great use of time right there.
Oh, Travis, this could be our first finisher. Only one backswing on the spider webs. Oh, I almost thought he was going to link out of that, but nonetheless, I think he has this.
Yeah, if he just gets up there, this is definitely it.
That was beautiful. 46.82.
Yeah, great run from our first male finisher, Adrian. He really didn't look hard for him at all. Going up that warped wall, he probably even was just starting to chill a little bit, take his time, but that was great.
Now we have Caden Head. Noticing the red mohawk there, kind of blends in with the red there. The red. Oh no, he was maybe a little out of the loop on what was in and out of play.
Yeah, that is always a big disappointment. That's why before these competitors go through these courses, they do walk through the rules with the course designers. It's so important to be paying attention so you know what is in play, what's out of play, where you can touch, where you can step, and where you cannot. And you're supposed to go right from that box straight to the first balance obstacle there. He stepped down and his run is over.
All right, Andrew Gage, a little stumble on the dismount on the first obstacle, but that is far behind him as he goes into these slots here.
I think for any of these competitors who want to get that fastest time, if at all possible, if they can link that last obstacle, if they can link the spider webs, that's really crucial. But even this obstacle right here, this has been a tricky one. We've seen some competitors get stuck on that, and Andrew definitely wasted a little time there, so let's see if he can get this one.
Yep, does make it to the end, so that places him a little higher, but a buzzer might be a little out of reach at this point in the game.
Yeah, he really can't have those extra swings if he wants, but oh, so close.
I like the drive. I like the drive. He tried to link that dismount just out of desperation. I mean, he had to do something, right?
Yeah, that was super aggressive from Andrew, and it almost paid off. I mean, if he hadn't done that, probably would have timed out anyway, but I like that aggressiveness as well. It just didn't quite work for him that time.
All right, Caden Bergman has big dreams here in Ninja, actually coming in from MOTUS by the looks of it, so a bit of home gym appreciation here.
Yeah, I've said this before, Kane, but anytime you get to compete at your home gym, it's such a game changer because you're familiar with the equipment, you're familiar with the setup, you didn't have to travel, so always a big benefit if it's your own home turf, so to speak, that you're competing at.
And Caden putting up respectable seconds here. Now down to 20 seconds. This is gonna be tough if he doesn't clean this up.
Oh. I liked what Caden was doing there. On that first spiderweb hold, he actually moved his hands a little further forward to be able to help lessen the distance to the next hold, but still his swing wasn't quite big enough, and he just came up a little short.
With that, we only have one finisher. We are down to our last athlete, Vale Brewer. I feel like
yeah, I'm really surprised we've only had one male finisher so far. I really thought we'd have a lot. So now for Vale, he's the last up. He knows, okay, there's only been one finisher. You can't really slow down too much on this course, but he knows he can maybe be a little more conservative if he needs to be, but he knows exactly what he has to do if he wants to get that top placement spot. So he's in a good place right now.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, he plays flag football, and I mean, that kind of speed, that might be what you need to go fast here. I mean, football asks a lot out of you in the cardio side.
Yeah, again, as we've seen, this obstacle right here and then those spider webs, the biggest way to make up time or to keep your time moving is if you can link those. And he did a good job on that last one.
Yeah, let's see if he can keep the ball rolling, over spins it there, but gives him a little more time to set up with that transfer to the step. Likewise, gets off it onto the spider webs. He's doing okay. Probably should get through this in a timely manner, though.
Yeah, what I'd like to see from these athletes when they get onto that first hold, just be super aggressive, get that swing going big. But it looks like he's going to get this.
Yeah, Vale has the time to play with, and that will put him firmly in second place. I mean, he was guaranteed second place when he got off the spider webs, but nonetheless, a buzzer is a buzzer.
Yeah, for sure. Vale is excited about that. That was a great run. Glad to see him be our second course clear. And yeah, he's going to be set up in a great position for that challenge course.
Absolutely. I mean, Vale hitting the buzzer when all is said and done, and I mean, only 2 athletes so far can say they've hit a buzzer. So, incredible job from all of our athletes. Any closing thoughts before we take a quick intermission for the challenge course?
Yeah, that was a great placement course. Like we said, it's typically very, very fast. That's what we saw. I'm surprised we didn't see as many clears, and so my guess, Kane, is that whoever didn't clear that course, which was, well, practically everybody other than we had Annalise, she cleared for the females, and then Vale and Adrian for the males. Everyone's going to be coming out ready to get some redemption, I'm sure. So this challenge course, like you said, it's pumpy, meaning it can really get your stamina, get your muscle strength. But they're going to come out ready to go. It's going to be an exciting challenge course round.
All right, we will be back in a little bit for the challenge course. Do not go anywhere. We will be back, and it will be the decider on who will be going to the Premier Series finals. Stay tuned.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, Rock Climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
All right, we are back, everybody. My name is Kane Malden, joined by Travis Rosen once again for the challenge course. We just saw the kids take on the placement course, so the run order has been decided, and we are gonna go straight into it. Gonna be super exciting. The challenge course has a lot of formidable challenges that lay wake for our kids.
Yeah, definitely, Kane. As the placement course, we saw a very fast, very speed-based course. Challenge courses are always brutal, very diabolical almost in the fact that it really is going to test these athletes' conditioning, their strength. There's going to be some of these athletes out here today that probably are going to just gas out, or as we say, pump out, just because these are so hard, so tricky, so many strength-related obstacles, not to mention technical-related obstacles where you need to have just the right strategy. But it's going to be exciting. You know, they've got all the butterflies out of their system. I know some of these ninjas are going to be ready to get some redemption, and so it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. We have, quite a few obstacles ahead, and honestly, it's crazy that some of these even fly in a kid's challenge course. Honestly, with some of these challenge courses, you know, I would be remiss, you would be remiss if you believed it were an elite course, right? There are some crazy stuff that these challenge courses ask of our kids. It's just a
Yeah,
testament.
definitely. We've seen it before in past weekends, competitions, but it just shows how much the sport of ninja has grown over the last 10 plus years. Some of these things these young ninja athletes are doing, when I started, I don't think I would have been able to do it. And yet we've got 7, 8, 9-year-olds doing these things and doing them well. So it's really neat to watch. It's exciting, and I love watching this obstacle list for this challenge course. You can see that there's some some superhero fans. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, you can see there's the rings. No relation to the planet Saturn. Now, those cliffs. Yeah, we got a cliff lachey that early on. Pretty wild.
Yeah, definitely for this young age group, even that alone, that is a very tricky obstacle. And what's challenging for those who are not familiar with ninja and maybe are just watching from home, a good ninja athlete makes an obstacle look super easy. So sometimes it's hard to know just how hard an obstacle is that you're watching. And those cliff ledges, especially at this age, that's pretty tough. So it's going to be interesting to see how these kids face not only that obstacle, but all of these obstacles on this course.
Though honestly, if anything is to be believed, I think these athletes do know how to hang. Some kids I've seen can hang for upwards of 20 minutes, which is just insane.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They do have that strength to weight ratio in their favor at this size. In fact, when I was in the heart of my ninja career, at the time I had a 6-year-old daughter who challenged me to a dead hang, where you just hang from a bar for as long as you can. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. I'm going to win. But she did it for 20 minutes, and I could not believe it. Needless to say, I definitely did not win that competition.
We're already making some decent progress here. These are, I believe, yeah, the mouse traps. We saw this as the final obstacle in stage 2 this season at the tier 1 championships. And then we have the ice picks. Ooh, we have to dig into those rock climbing holes. The rock climbing holes are out of play. You got to put those little tools into the slots.
Yeah, that's a tricky obstacle. Even you can see the course tester right there having one of them slip, another one slip. This is going to be tricky because the kids are going to be feeling the pressure from the time, and especially if athletes before them have gone fast, they're going to want to go quick through that. But that's an obstacle you cannot rush. Otherwise, you're going to miss the placement and fall.
And then, ooh, this is going to be This is going to be tough. We saw this on stage 3 at the World Championships. Taking the L. Hopefully that won't be applicable to any of our athletes.
And it does look like the obstacle list names has been updated. So what we were looking at there was not quite accurate, but this is more accurate for a challenge course. I was actually thinking for a second, usually challenge courses have a lot more obstacles than what we're looking at on this list, but this looks more appropriate.
Yeah, that was the placement course. Then, ooh, the floating monkey bars and those cradles swing. That's an obstacle I feel like I've seen for many years, but I don't think it gets any easier.
Again, that's one of those obstacles. If you do it right, it looks pretty easy, but there's so many different dynamics happening on an obstacle like that. You have to put that bar right in the exact right spot while the base can swing in all the different directions. You know, it's using that upper body strength, that grip strength. Pretty formidable obstacle, especially have that at the end.
Yeah, this is a pretty long course, I noticed. There's a lot of obstacles, so it's kind of like a marathon. You know, we see that a lot, but not to quite this extent. Not 12 obstacles, really.
Yeah, you're right. It is a really long course. I'm not quite sure. I've been told, maybe you know, Kane, what the time limit is going to be for this course, but they're going to have to really move if they want to get through. But that's the challenge, because if you go too quickly, you're probably going to run out of some of that muscle stamina, and it's going to be a real strategic course for these athletes to know how they want to approach this.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the athletes I'm looking forward to seeing are, well, the 3 finishers across these 12 or so athletes. I think Joey could definitely snag a spot if he's quick on the draw.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Kane, because we saw several of these athletes in the placement course. They were really going fast, really doing well, and then seemed to have just a little slip up at the end. And there were actually even a couple who looked like they just had a very unexpected slip up at the very beginning. So I think it's anyone's game right now. There's definitely some strong performances we saw, but I think even from those who didn't finish, they could really go far on this challenge course.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, with the field we have, I mean, you see a lot of great power rankings here, and power ranking isn't, you know, always the end all be all. But if your power rank is pretty low, you got to be pretty good. Thomas is actually a pretty good example of that. 25 is an excellent power ranking. Oh, we have an athlete on the floor. That is Caden.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Looked like Caden was getting ready to go, but I do believe we're starting with our females, but maybe just getting a little better look at the course there. As we talked about with our placement course, it's tough when you are the first competitor, first one to run a course. And so it's no easy task. But again, we've seen many incredible ninja athletes step up to the plate very first and just demolish it, putting pressure on everyone else. So we'll see how Evelyn Miller does right now.
I mean, speaking of demolishing it, Evelyn was on a really good run. Would like to see more of her talent going into this.
Yeah, definitely agreed with you, Kane. Looks like, again, she's getting a little caught up. A lot of swing here that's not only eating into her time, but all that time hanging, it's taking some of that grip strength, and sometimes that can come back to bite an athlete later on in the course.
Yeah, she's moving side to side. I think what she's got to do here is cut some of that swing, but she's trying to go with it, and I'm not sure I like this.
Well, yeah, and this is probably a good time to talk again about the differences in this challenge course, how these athletes do get a retry. They get 2 retries. You can only retry one obstacle once, though. And so sometimes the best situation when you get in a thing like Evelyn's in right now is just to hop down, take a retry, start over. But unfortunately, she is still going with it, and she's probably going to gas out on her strength.
Ooh, maybe she could bring this back. She does!
Wow, that was pretty incredible.
No!
I thought, oh,
Oh? Okay, she's good.
that was great. It looked like she would maybe touch the ground there, which would have been a fail for that obstacle, and she would have had to try it again, but she must have just kept her foot off the ground, which is great because you know she didn't want to have to try that again. Maybe this course is a little more tricky than I thought.
Oh, definitely. If you're not careful. Oh, Evelyn a little unsure of herself here on the cliffs, but reaching over. Looking good.
Yeah, that was great. She did what we call a static approach to that, where she had one hand on the original hold to get the second hand on the new hold instead of flying your body through the air, which can tax your finger and grip strength a little bit, make it a little more tricky. So that was a really smart move. That was a very veteran move out of Evelyn.
Now for this boot scoot, she's going to have to curl up. If she does, she will be going to the Premier Series finals. And she does! Evelyn locked into the Premier Series finals. So the rest of this, she can just, have fun.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great feeling when, you know that she still wants to go as far as she can. She wants to clear this course, but when you know that you have to make it past just a certain obstacle to advance, you're right. She can relax a little bit. She can have a little more fun with this now. And, oh, she did fall.
Yep, gonna lose a retry, but gets to try it again and hopefully can have a little bit better of an effort here.
Yeah, so again, if she does make it through this, the next time she falls on a different obstacle, she does get that one retry left, but then her run would be over if she fell from there.
Yeah, cannot fall on this obstacle again. Getting a little hung up, though. What does she have? No, can't quite dig into the front there. Evelyn really fought through that, though, especially on that first obstacle. That was a huge, effort.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure how long she was on those rings for, but it was a long time. Long enough to where an average person would not have been able to keep going. So, way to dig deep from Evelyn. She still went really far. It just shows this is a tricky, tricky course that the designers at MOTUS have put together.
Yeah, and with that, we are on to our second run. Annalise was one of 3 finishers on the placement course, so I'm eager to see what she can do here. She might get deep into this course.
Yeah, it's like we've said already, just her being able to see just the bit that Evelyn did, it's going to help her mentally to know, okay, that looked a little tricky what she was doing there, or this looked easy what she did there. I know she went, this far. If I want to be able to get first place, I have to either go further than that or get to that obstacle faster. So it helps her game plan a little bit more and just helps her to be a little more prepared all around.
Yeah, and Annalise, I think, can really pull ahead if she gets the ball rolling, because according to her bio, says she's got ninja grip strength and can lâcher like no one's business. Swinging, climbing, and hanging are her superpowers. Can apparently hang longer than her dad's foam battery.
Yeah, definitely has some confidence, it would look like, but yeah, she is having fun with ninja, you can tell, and seems to really enjoy the training for this, and so it's great to see her here. I'm excited to see what she does here, Kane.
Absolutely. We saw what she did in the placement course. That is, I mean, if that's not buzzer material, I don't know what is. But this is a tough course.
Definitely. And she says in her bio that she does not compete without her tall socks. I'm not sure if those are her tall socks that she's got right now. I guess I expected taller socks, but hey, whatever works for her.
Yep, all right, let's see how she handles the rings here. Trying to use that lower body to guide her swing forward.
I like how she's generating that swing. Looked like she probably needed to go right there because now she's getting a little wonky with her swing, similar to what we saw from Evelyn. So this is going to be tough to correct. It might be one of those situations where just jumping down and taking a retry might be to her advantage.
Yeah, let's see how she handles it. I think, yeah, now she's going straight up side to side. Man, yeah, this first obstacle is a little tougher than I thought it was going to be. Oh, okay. Makes it onto the third ring. That dismount should be relatively straightforward.
Yeah, I love the correction she did mid-obstacle there. Now let's just see if she can do the same thing right here and finish this obstacle.
There we go. Oh, this is closer than I thought. Spent about a minute hanging on those rings. Let's see if she can
So now we're,
be a little more.
where we saw Evelyn, she was able to static this. I'm not sure if Annalise quite has the rings. Oh, she can. She does have the wingspan for it.
Yeah, how about it? Definitely is on the shorter side, but still able to make those big moves when necessary. With that said, that certainty will, I think, buy her a little extra time. Will pull her into the lead. Or, well, on lead pace, that is. Boot scoot will be a little easier because she's shorter. So it's, you know, height can be kind of a double-edged sword. On the boot scoot, it does not reward being tall.
And one thing I like to see just from the challenge aspect, on a course like this, you've got all these very technical upper body grip strength obstacles, and then you have thrown right in the middle there a balance obstacle, and that it's tricky sometimes to be able to change gears like that, but she made short work of that.
And with that, Annalise has won the competition. She's already going to Premier Series finals, but I mean, she's won.
Yeah, I think she's there's no slowing down from Annalise. I think she wants to finish this obstacle right here, and she's got still over a minute left. She could still go deep into this challenge course.
Yep, sticking that dismount, looking strong. Now, gotta move this ring up the track and then go straight into the mousetrap.
Yeah, I will say this is a very, very tricky obstacle at this age and stage of these ninjas because you need to be not only super strong upper body, but that's a heavy ring that they have to get up and over. That's going to be a tall order, but let's see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about these kids' strengths, but they also, I don't know if their bent arm strength is quite there yet.
Yeah, you can definitely see Annalise is struggling on that, but that's a real wise move that she's doing right now. Just going to shake out, kind of try it again a different way.
Yeah, just trying to do something at this point. But I think time is going to expire. Not a bad run at all, though.
That was great from Annalise. You know that she would have liked to go a little further, I'm sure, but she is advancing to the finals. That'll be back here at MOTUS later this season. But that was just that last obstacle. That is going to be a really tricky one. I know all the male competitors are watching that, and I think everyone's going to be just, it's going to be interesting to see how they attack that obstacle because they just don't have quite the strength to move such a big ring. Or so I think. That these boys might prove me wrong here, but we'll see right now.
All right, here we have Miles looking for a bit of redemption here. See if he can get the ball rolling for our boys.
Yeah, unfortunately, Miles, we saw him go out right at the very beginning. He had an accidental fall, and you know he was really upset. But I'd love to see him get some redemption right here, Kane.
Looking powerful. Let's see how he handles the rings. Looking remarkably, forward facing with the momentum.
Yeah, I think he's doing great so far. He's looking good.
Yeah, only spent 20 seconds on that obstacle. Really pacing himself. Yeah, 4 minutes. It seems like a lot of time, but with 12 obstacles, I mean, that's tough.
That's great. He did that lache, which again is like a jump from one grab to another. I wondered if he would go with a static approach like we saw from our female competitors, but that worked for him, and so he's crushing it right now.
Yep. Gotta make sure he's facing the right direction. There's that ring he's looking for. Mighty Miles onto the boot scoop.
Ooh, that was a close landing. I don't know if you saw it. Looked like his feet landed right at the front edge of that landing platform. Oh, but he slipped.
It's okay. You gotta dial it back a little bit. I think he's going a little too antsy here.
Yeah, I agree, Kane. He looked like he was trying to go just a little too fast on that, and his foot was just a little off to the side, and he slipped off, but he made the proper corrections, and he is still going.
Yeah, I mean, 220 is plenty of time to work with. Let's see Miles ascending it to this point in the course.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see his technique on this. This is an obstacle that I know we'll see probably in the later divisions. A lot of ninja athletes linking each one of these holds. That obviously, and he went down again. So Miles has one more try. If he falls, unfortunately his run will be over. But he's looking strong. He just can't rush the grab to the next hold.
Obstacle called 22-0. Miles got to make it 22-1. Infamous obstacle from the show. Let's see if Miles can get through it. It was a great attempt on that obstacle. It's tough. He was moving pretty fast, though. I mean, it was not a bad showing at all.
Yeah, he was doing really good, Kane. And again, I'm sure he wanted to go a little further, but I hope he feels good about that. I think he definitely got some good redemption from that placement course. I think he should be feeling good about himself. We're going to see how Miles Tellickson can do now.
Yeah, Miles, I believe, was a little unsure of himself on the placement course. Stepped where he shouldn't have. Hopefully, it's a little more under control now.
Yeah, I've been there. I've done that. It's a frustrating
That's not
situation because
that is Caden. I'm sorry, Miles.
Yeah, you're actually right.
And Caden.
Our bad. Sorry about that. The way that he went out, but just not exactly knowing where he could step on the placement course, that's so tough because it wasn't like you fell because of lack of skill or lack of preparation. It was just a small mental error from not paying enough attention, possibly during the walkthrough, but he's looking good right now.
Ooh.
Big swings.
And I like that. He's kind of catching it with his body facing forward. It gives him a little momentum to work with going into the next few rings.
Caden's looking really strong right now.
Yep, Caden trains out of the barn. So incredible ninja talent behind him.
His bio says that he also likes swimming, skateboarding, and scootering. Betcha some of that helps on the balance obstacles, at least the skateboarding and scootering part.
Yeah, that's true. The boot scoot though, I don't think that's in any of the sports that he plays. Still though, making it look easy. Oh, going back! Oh! Okay, Caden coughing up a retry, was a little too eager to get onto those side rails. Now, in skateboarding, you do like to grind a couple rails or two. So
Yeah, unfortunately, he just got a little ahead of himself on that. I'd like to see how he approaches this though. It says that he likes doing 180-degree lache. So, he's got a lot of big pop, a lot of big swing ability if he can do that. So, looking good so far. I'd like to see him get past this.
oh wow, the reverse grab. I didn't think he would have gone for that.
Yeah, that's a pretty... Oh, so close. He was so close to getting through that obstacle. It's just his left hand was a little slow, and he unfortunately got off balance, fell on that. But yeah, that reverse grab, that's a pretty pro move for somebody who's so young. That was really impressive.
Yeah, now this is kind of the double-edged sword to the retry system. If you fall at the end of an obstacle, you have to do it all over again. But Caden, I mean, he's doing what he can. No, not again! Ah!
Oh, that was an excellent effort from Caden. You could see that he was just trying to get that swing so big as he pulled with his hands before flying through the air. He pulled that obstacle a little too sideways to where it was off for his next grab, and it was just too much to overcome. You see that there, his left hand an inch or two below that grab. Nice try, though.
All right, now on to Bennett Peffley. Starting to see some kind of optimizations on the rings. And you know what?
I almost feel like possibly the best technique on that is if you can get a big enough swing, try to go just as soon as you can, because the more you swing on that, the more side to side you will probably start going. So that might be, we'll see how the later athletes handle that obstacle.
Oh my gosh! Doing a crazy cliffhanger jump, Bennett. Wow, yeah. Doing that move on only obstacle 2.
Yeah, that was super impressive. Bennett is here. He means business, and this is exciting right now.
Shaking out for the boot scoot. Oh, I see what he was trying to do there. Almost came up a little short. Let's see if he can get through this clean. Oh! Kind of staggering his steps across. Bennett pulling into the lead because he didn't use a retry on that obstacle.
Yeah, honestly, Kane, I don't know how he made that. I thought he was going to fall a number of times on that, but he was able to regain his balance, keep his feet moving, and oh no, but he fell right there.
Yeah, he tried to jump into it.
Kind of looked like he just wasn't aware exactly where the holds exactly were, and his hands just kind of whiffed.
Okay. Now, falling early does mean you have to get through the whole obstacle on your first try, basically. I wonder if Bennett is up to the task. Okay, this is where Caden went out. No! It spun out on him too. Yeah, that's a little further compared to the other moves. Look at that crazy jump, though. Wow. A crazy cliffhanger jump is when you do a 180 lache, for the record, from ledge to ledge. But getting through the balance clean, I mean, he definitely trusted his footwork pretty well. And that will bump him into first place.
Yeah, I think what's going to be the differentiator on that last obstacle, it's a big gap between those last two holds. So height might come into play. Definitely just aggressiveness, being able to keep those holds as horizontal as possible.
Okay, Owen Bragg. See how he handles this. Swinging a little bit off away from the platform, but kind of turning the ring might help you a little bit. Oh no, he spilled back! Ah, he's got to do it again.
That's always tough when you see an athlete struggling a little bit with an obstacle, but they make the proper corrections. They get through it only to fall short on the landing like that. But hopefully Owen will come back into this a little more knowing the technique that works, and he'll clear this and continue on.
All right, Owen, let's clean this up. You know, obviously not the ideal scenario, but hopefully he can get it together here.
Yeah, this is a tricky situation because, again, he's getting crooked on this swing, but he does not have a retry, because if he falls here, he is done. So, you know, he's feeling some pressure. He's going to have to dig deep, but looks like he's making the right corrections right now.
Yeah. See, he was leading with his, I think it was his right hand, so it was throwing off his swing. As soon as he put his left hand, he was facing the platform, brings him where he needs to be. Owen just trying to get something out here, shaking out between rings. I mean, that first obstacle must have taken a lot out of him.
Yeah, definitely. But to have the wherewithal to shake out your hand like that in the middle of a swing like that, that too is just a very veteran move.
Oh, the boot scoot. Coming up short on the dismount. He didn't quite lead on that properly. Gonna have to do it again. That is his final retry, so he's gonna have to be perfect here.
And as we've seen from a lot of these athletes, they kind of rush into this balance obstacle, but he did a great job. He knew that he couldn't make a mistake. He definitely focused, took his time, made it through. That's great.
Yeah, but to get into the lead, Owen has to beat this obstacle. And, I mean, that's pretty easy to say, rather more difficult to achieve. Owen, no! Don't call it commentator's curse. But, I mean, hey, it was a run through and through. He really went all out. Got through. I mean, as much as he realistically, you know, he did what he could.
Yeah, Owen showed a lot of heart right there. He had to dig deep a number of times in that course. Hopefully he feels good about that. I'm sure he would have liked to clear that last obstacle where he fell, but still, good job by Owen.
Yeah, now we are on to Andrew. We are in, I believe, the latter half of our kids male athletes. Or, well, just kids athletes in general, because, you know, we had 12, we're down to 6. So soon we're going to be starting to write off some spots in the Premier Series finals.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Andrew does here. You could even tell just from the get-go, before the course run even started, he looked very calm, very composed, making sure his breathing is not out of control, just keeping himself a little relaxed. And you need to really have that instead of getting your nerves a bit out of whack. You need to be able to be in control of everything when you're going through these courses. And right now, Andrew is doing a great job.
Yeah, Andrew, around that point in the field where we saw a couple of falls on the spider webs, and obviously those athletes, very, very talented. So no surprise to see him cruising through here.
Yeah, I will say, Kane, on this boot scoot obstacle, I love that type of skill. Reminds me of old school American Ninja Warrior. We used to have a rope swing that was the exact technique that I would do, and it looked crazy at the time. Not many people did it, but it so helps you get through an obstacle like that, be able to make it to the landing platform. It's fun to do.
Yeah, an obstacle dating back all the way to what, 2009? Pretty old obstacle, but
Definitely.
nonetheless, Andrew going through the motions here. Oh, little grimace there. Please not. Oh no! Now that
Yeah, it
does
seems.
bump Andrew into first place.
Yeah, he's still doing really good. He's got his retry right here, but it seems like every course has what you can call a ninja killer obstacle, one that everybody seems to have a hard time with, and maybe it was a bit unexpected that people would have such challenge. And right now, that's what this obstacle is looking like. If anyone can make it past this, that's going to put them in really, really good shape to qualify for those finals.
That's right. Andrew would love to bump his lead a little more because, yeah, he knows who's coming up, some of the best athletes in this division. But he misses with the left hand. Andrew down and out on the 22-0. But, I mean, I can't knock him for trying. He put up a crazy run that puts him in first place. We'll see how that
Yeah,
holds up.
he was doing really good, really aggressive. It's just that's still a very long jump that he needs from those last several holds. And the further away you go, the more precise you have to be with your hold, because it's so easy to make those wobble. And if they're off balance, not horizontal, when it comes time to grab it, it's so tricky. But we'll see if Caden Bergman can do it right now.
Yeah, I mean, Caden, I don't know. This could be an all-new obstacle, or this could be something that's been in the gym a little bit. So maybe he's had a shot to try it out.
Well, also, Kane, what I'd love to see is some of these athletes get past that last obstacle, which seems to be the ninja killers we were talking about. Because sometimes once you see an athlete do it, especially the type of technique they use, it just kind of opens the floodgates. The rest of the committers realize, hey, this is easy, this is doable, and all of a sudden you see athletes go so much further. So we'll see if Caden can open those floodgates right now.
Oh, I like the way he's moving on these rings. Some of the fastest we've seen. That puts him only about 3 seconds behind. A lot of movement on the lower body. Maybe a little too much.
But great awareness there to keep his body tucked up, not touch the ground, get a fail for that obstacle, and he was able to start it over and make the right corrections. That was a great job from Caden.
Now facing the point that's been the end-all, be-all for the past couple of runs.
Right here is, I think, where you really need to try to get... Oh, that was a great grab on the front of that hold.
Oh, he's struggling, Caden, come on, dig deep, no! Oh my gosh, he was so close.
Yeah, Kane, I really thought he was going to be the first male competitor to clear this obstacle, but you know what? He just went through it. He knows what it feels like. He knows where he messed up. Hopefully he can make the right corrections right now and get past this.
Man, that's going to be tough, though, getting through this obstacle twice. Asking a lot of our athletes here. Can he find anything here? No, it spun out! Oh, he didn't quite catch that evenly.
Oh, great job by Caden. I really thought he was going to make it right there. It's just, you're talking about centimeters, if not even millimeters, of a difference causing that fail, and he was so close. It just was a little off balance when he caught, and his hands were just a little slow to get there. I thought he was going to do it, but great job by Caden. But I think Thomas right now, he definitely has what it takes, I think, to maybe clear that course and maybe, that obstacle and maybe several afterwards.
Yep, Thomas. On the move. I'm really liking the shirt. Looks super stylish. The gym name is escaping me at this moment, but I'm sure someone in the chat can fill me in from the area.
definitely has a lot of tape on his hands. Not sure if he has been training just super hard and has some rips or flappers, where the skin can rip away. That unfortunately happens sometimes with sports like this, but doesn't look like it's bothering him one bit.
Yep, likes balance obstacles, which is definitely an unpopular opinion, but I respect it.
It was actually a pretty impressive approach through that balance obstacle. Most of these ninjas have been using one foot on both rails as long as you can, but he kind of went to that second rail as soon as possible and just went all the way down it. That was very impressive.
Oh, he was a little crooked there. Wow. Great hand placement. Thomas has secured his spot in the Premier Series Finals, but can't get onto the sides of that. Spins out on him.
Yeah, this is really, really challenging. Much more so than I thought it would be. I mean, we knew that this was going to be a tough course, Kane, and just the way all these obstacles work together. But I will say this one right here is much more difficult than I thought it would be.
Oh, I can see the look on his face. He's really trying to get through this. Can he get this final lâché? Only one has done it. He's got it! Thomas! The first since Annalise to get through that. And with 2 minutes,
Yeah.
has plenty of time.
That was awesome. You saw his face. You saw him grimacing. You know he was feeling it. He had some pain going on. But he dug deep. He cleared that. Now we'll see if he can actually get this ring up and over those little nubs. It's going to be tricky, but oh, he did it.
Yeah, he's got the lock-off strength. Impressive. Yeah, a lot of kids around his age probably wouldn't have anything to show for it, but Thomas has been training hard.
Yeah, that is so evident, Kane. And again, great coaching from, that's his coach or parent, I'm not sure, but just great advice he's given, telling him every little aspect what he needs to do. That's always such an important thing. Oh, and he's down.
Yeah, I believe his name is Sean Stevens, so shout outs to him. Gym is called Ninjas United.
But again, this is that situation you talked about earlier. When you used your retry, sometimes it's so tough, though, because you maybe made it just almost to the very end, and then you fall and you have to do it again, and you know that this is a very tricky, strength-heavy obstacle, and oh, it's just too much for Thomas, but he was the first to get that far for the males. Great job.
Yeah, that was an excellent run. It looked a little close on the 22-0, but I mean, hey, he got through it at the end of the day, and he is going to the Premier Series Finals no matter what. So, I mean, he can't be that upset.
Yeah, he's feeling good. I know what it is to move on to the next round, even though you fall short of your original goal. But I think the biggest goal is to continue on, to move on to the finals. And so that's what he did. So great job for Thomas.
We're down to our final three. Joey, Phantasma, third to last to go. And again, we saw, last year it was Max. I believe he is in the teen division. So we'll see how Joey does. I'm sure we'll see Max tomorrow, actually.
Well, so it's helpful for Joey right now, knowing that he is one of the three competitors left. He knows that if he, regardless of time, if he gets to the same spot Thomas did, he is guaranteed to move on to the finals. So he could technically, now this is a strategy that not many people employ, but he could go super, super slow, conserve his energy as much as he wants, and try to get to where Thomas did to ensure that spot in the finals. But if you do that, sometimes it can come back to bite you if you have unexpected falls earlier. So hopefully he has the right strategy. He's had plenty of time as he's watched all these other competitors run their courses. So we'll see what Joey has in store for us.
Yeah, now, I do believe that if he beats Andrew's time to the 22-0, as I call it. You will be guaranteed, but I think he wants a little more than that, and beating that obstacle clean with no retries would definitely secure something, something big.
Yeah, you're right, Kane. We'll see what he has come up with. Not everybody does this. I know when I used to be a ninja athlete, I was so dialed in with my exact strategy before I ran a course, as far as what obstacles do I want to go super fast through, where do I want to pause and collect myself, where do I need to go slow, where do I need to be super aggressive, how am I going to grab this obstacle, am I going with my right hand or my left, things like that, just so my mental game was all in place so that when I got up there, I already knew what to do. So it's all part of growing in this sport of ninja, but I know these young athletes are already well on their way to getting the strategies that work best for them. So I'm excited to see how Joey does in just a moment.
Yeah, I hope he's not feeling too iced, because, okay, so being iced is a term, where you are stuck on the starting platform for a while. Hopefully he's not feeling it too bad.
Yeah, it is an uncomfortable spot to be in. As we said in the last course, I know from firsthand experience what it is to be on some of the biggest ninja stages and be iced for quite a long time. You're ready to go, and then you find out that there's going to be a long break because possibly an obstacle needs to be fixed, or just various things from the hosts and commentators needing to get extra commentary, all these things. And it's just another one of the obstacles you have to face. It's a mental obstacle, but hopefully Joey is just staying dialed in, not getting distracted, not letting his nerves get the best of him, and hopefully he'll just come out on all cylinders ready to go.
Something to note, I do believe Joey, Vale, and Adrian were all athletes that got through the spiderwebs, the only ones in the boys division to have done that. So again, I'm eager to see what they do.
So for those watching right now, sorry for the hold up. We are waiting on the ref. There's something that they're having to deal with. Sometimes that happens with these competitions. It could be that there's lack of clarity on a ruling, or possibly an obstacle needs a slight repair or fix. So that is why we are having a slight delay, but we are going to be getting back to the action super soon.
Now, as a reminder, we do have a couple more divisions lined up for today. We have the mature kids and preteens in the afternoon, I believe, by the looks of it. Then we have the amateur, teen, and elite on Sunday. You won't want to miss it. Has some of the greatest ninjas this world has to offer. But Joey Phantasma on the move. Oh.
Well, it looked like he was about to go there, but he hesitated, so doesn't want to waste too much time on this obstacle right here.
All right, with that said, lands on the corner of that block, but that won't phase him. Whole new world here for Joey. No! Peels out. What? Oh.
Yeah, I think that's one example of where just really paying attention to what works for ninjas before you is so advantageous. See right there, he did the static approach that has worked well for pretty much everybody who's tried it. Didn't quite need to do the lache technique that he did, but made the right correction, and Joey is still underway.
Yep, Joey keeping his run alive. He soars through the boot scoot. Now, Joey is a little behind. I don't think he'll catch Andrew. And he won't. He has to beat this obstacle to qualify.
Yeah, I'm not sure he would know mid-course run how he's faring from a time standpoint, but I'm sure he understands he has to get past this obstacle, so he's probably feeling some pressure. Hopefully he can just handle it. Oh, he's doing good so far, but this is going to be a big swing and jump right here.
No, misses it. Yeah, I wasn't super confident about those catches. They were looking a little shaky. He was really stretching out, and he's got to throw himself a little harder. No, but he falls earlier, and Joey unable to get through the 22-0.
Yeah, it looked like he probably was getting a little tired. I'm sure he was battling a little bit of frustration too, but still, good job from Joey. I know this is a hard course, and that is definitely a hard obstacle. Only seen one person get past that for the males, so keep your head up, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've noticed, if you are going fast and you're trying to put up like an absolute crazy time, then if you fall, it can completely throw off your rhythm. It's something I've noticed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is definitely a mental component to this, and now so many sports for that matter. And so that's just another one of those skills that these athletes have to learn how to overcome. When something doesn't go how you anticipated or expected, how do you respond? Right now, Vale, he's doing really good. He started off a little conservative, I think, on those rings, but he is looking really smooth and really in control right now, Kane.
Yeah, Vale on the taller side of things, so can make some big moves. About 2 seconds ahead. Can he keep this up? If he beats Cadence time to obstacle 5, then he will be there, and he is. Vale guaranteed. Also, Andrew is guaranteed a slot in the Premier Series finals. Now, since he's a little taller, the grips on these kind of shapes, they're not quite as wide. Wider grips do make it harder to lâcher.
Wow.
Ooh, he has this.
Oh, Vale making short work of that obstacle. I was actually even unsure of part of his technique towards the end there. I didn't think it was going to work, but he totally crushed that. He looked just in control of that obstacle from the get-go.
Yeah, maybe some of that training with his older brother paying off. But Vale, this is the point that no athlete has gotten through. There it is. He's looking incredibly strong.
Yeah, you're seriously exactly right there. He is looking just so in control and in authority on this course. Now, as we said during the course demo, this is a very tricky obstacle right here. If you try to go quick, it's so easy to have that placement get just a bit off. So we'll see how he handles this.
See, for the demo person, actually, I feel like it was a little harder because his arms were so bent. But since Vale's a little shorter, he has a little more leverage over that ice pick. But he falls back on that dismount. He went a little too early.
Yeah, that was one of those things where he was looking so good, he only needed to do 1 or 2 more placements before he could have very safely dismounted, but he wanted to be a little more aggressive, maybe save a little bit of time, and went early, and unfortunately it backfired on him, but he's looking good. I think he can still make it through this.
Honestly, I don't think he's lost too much time. Oh my gosh! One-handed save out of Vale. Feet barely dodging the floor. Oh my gosh, this is so sketchy.
Yeah, well, if you actually take a look, especially that blue one that he's trying to get That is so hard to get a good placement with that little ice pick. But seriously, so much grip strength and great fight from Vale Brewer.
And now 2 obstacles. This should provide 2 easy points because they are balanced. They should come pretty easy. But with 20 seconds left, it's going to be pretty hard to get through this one in time.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really hard pressed to clear this course for sure, but he might just be able to make it through this if he keeps it going quick. But he might be running out of time.
Oh, he can't quite dig in on that drop. It was too much force for his fingers, and with 2 seconds left, I don't think that's going to be enough. That will do it for Vale's run, but an incredible breakthrough that will absolutely cement his spot in the Premier Series Finals. And honestly, he could pull away with the win if Adrian doesn't have anything to say about it.
Yeah, seriously, Vale did so good. Like right here on this obstacle, the first attempt, he got a little ahead of himself. Might have given him obviously a little more time, have a little more strength left to go a little further, but still, great job blowing the course away from anything we've seen so far. And now we'll see if Adrian can one-up Vale.
I cannot believe he just linked that. We saw a lot of struggling, and then he just completely crushed it. Now, Adrian, I'm sure he's not a gambling man, but I'm weighing his odds. He's got some pretty good odds of making it through. I mean, he's just got to beat Caden to the Angry Birds.
Well, and right now, Kane, you can see his body control is very, very good. Have not seen very many athletes today with as much control as Adrian is showing right now. He really looks calm, he looks strong, he looks very precise. All of his grabs are exactly where they need to be.
Yeah, nice little reverse grab there out of Adrian. Catching up front on the final little hold there. And now Adrian, a whopping 37 seconds ahead of the curve. Well on his way to win the competition.
I like that technique. That first time he was going forwards, facing forwards, then he turned, and now he's going backwards on the rest of these. That's very calculated. Does not look like that was something he decided to do right in the moment. Good planning from Adrian.
Yep, nice little setup there with the swing going side to side. Adrian heading in and out of the mousetrap.
He is crushing this course right now. I'm so impressed by what we're seeing from Adrian right now.
Yeah, let's see. Adrian, I believe, is a little smaller than Vale, so we'll see how he handles this. Definitely requires him to stretch out. But nonetheless...
It almost looks like... I'm not familiar with the type of shoe he's wearing. It almost looks like he's wearing a rock climbing shoe. I wouldn't think he is, but it almost looks like something that would be beneficial for this type of obstacle right here.
No, those are New Balances, but New Balances are great shoes. He's outstretched a lot. Has to take a retry.
I guess that shows that I have been retired from the Ninja game for a little bit, because I know all about New Balance shoes, but I did not realize that those were New Balances. My apologies.
All right, let's see. Adrian got to clean this up. Still could probably pull away with the lead, matching on that hold. I don't know. It's kind of... It can go either way on this obstacle. It rewards being small and being tall in different ways, I feel. Is he going to go for it? There you have it. Now, just trying to make up time where he can. Adrian has won the competition. Let's see if he can get through this in time.
Yeah, still Adrian putting up a very, very impressive run. Love to see him get through this obstacle. You know he wants to get through it as well.
Nice. And yeah, it only drops down when he's got both hands on it. I think he could do this. Oh, and he links! Oh my gosh! That was incredible!
Yeah, definitely very, very epic move right there from Adrian. So impressive.
Can he get to the final obstacle? He's done it! But with 2 seconds left, time is gonna expire. Adrian, by the skin of his teeth, breathing on the end of this course and winning the kids' male division. Wow!
Yeah, Kane, he won it in demanding fashion. He really was in control. I bet you if he wouldn't have messed up slightly on this obstacle right here, he would have had enough time. He might have actually cleared this entire course, which did not look like it was going to be a possibility, but so much strength, so much skill. Oh, that was incredible. Good job, Adrian.
Ah, wow, that was impressive. Adrian pulling away, but it would be remiss of me not to mention the other three that have punched their ticket to the Premier Series finals. We have Andrew, Thomas, and Vale. Vale was able to get through the mousetrap, one of two to do so. So, you know, pretty impressive work. Thomas was able to beat 22-0. Andrew put up an incredible pace to that obstacle, which punched him his spot into the Premier Series finals. Wow, that was impressive. And obviously we have the two other female athletes who have made it as well. Let's pull that up again. Yep, we have Evelyn and Annalise. Annalise actually would have qualified even if she was competing alongside the boys. Very impressive stuff.
Yeah, Annalise did so good. So did Evelyn. But yeah, like you said, she went just as far as the top finishers of the male division. She did so well. And yeah, this was such a great competition. And what an exciting way to end with Adrian crushing the course, almost clearing. Fun round with these kids, this kids division. Great way to start off a fun weekend of Ninja.
Yeah, why don't we pull up the schedule? Because we've still got a lot more to go. We have mature kids and preteens later today. I don't think those times are accurate, but I think we're going to be back soon enough for the mature kids division. In fact, I believe that the stream for mature kids will start at 1 o'clock, which is in exactly an hour, give or take. We've still got a lot more qualifiers to work with, and then we will come back to MOTUS for the Premier Series finals. Isn't that exciting? Yep, just plenty of gyms to go around. We've had, you know, all around the world, really. And then the final one is in the UK. When all is said and done, we will go back to this very gym for some of the craziest ninja action you could hope to see. So, I mean, any closing thoughts, Travis?
No, not really. It was a great way to start off this weekend. And any ninja fans out there, just stay tuned. It's going to get even crazier as the age groups advance. We're going to see some incredible ninja athletes, and I know they're going to handle these various obstacles that have been designed here at MOTUS in incredible fashion. It's going to be exciting stuff.
Yep. And with that, that will do it for the kids division. It was incredibly exciting. Stay tuned for the rest to come. But until then, I have been Kane Malden, joined by Travis Rosen. Goodbye.